Hello and welcome to the Central Coast Poetry Shows, and I'm your host, Jim Russo. Now, my reason for producing this show is this. For about 10 years, I've been reading and attending poetry readings all over California's Central Coast, and I've had the privilege of hearing and seeing some very talented poets read their own words. This show is to be a platform for those poets to be seen and heard by you. Now, tonight's first guest, is Dan Brady. So I'll introduce you to Dan. Dan was born in New York, New York in 1952. When his father died in 1960, his mother decided to return to California. She managed to raise 7 children and do well despite trying circumstances. Dan was the first of his family to complete a college education, graduating from San Francisco State in 1975 with a degree in sociology. In the 80s, he went back, obtained a teaching credential, and began teaching in 87. And writing was put aside. After he married in 89, the muse returned and he began writing science fiction, a long-time fascination, as well as haiku. During that time, he also made a return to performing poetry in San Francisco's open mic series, most notably at the Sacred Grounds Cafe, where Don is now the current curator. Dan's poetry has been published in magazines, and he has presented a number of featured readings in the Bay Area. Although at first his readings consisted mostly of haiku, by the late 90s there was a rekindled interest in lyric poetry, and most recently he has published 3 collections of poetry, completed 2 science fiction manuscripts for young adults, and is revising several children's book manuscripts. So he's a busy guy. So I'd like to introduce you to Dan Brady.
Hi,
Thank you for showing up, Dan.
Well, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I just like to emphasize Sacred Grounds. I've been hosting there for 7 years. The person before me hosted it for like 22, 25 years, and I became the host after she passed away. Yeah. But it's every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. is the sign up, Hayes and Cole. And the show goes on, and we do live streaming, and we have a wide variety of people now. I'm really glad that we get old, young, this, that, the other, whatever demographic. It's really a sweet spot, I think.
Oh, it's a great group. I've been there.
Yeah,
it's a fun group.
Yeah. We get our laughs.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes the tears when we talk about certain things, but never mind that.
So I want to reiterate to everyone in the Bay Area, it's on the corner of Hayes and Cole in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The Sacred Grounds Cafe. And you can eat there too.
Oh yeah, they have food there, wine, beer, food, sandwiches, salads, things like that. Yeah. Cafe style type stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's our plug for Sacred Grounds.
That is. I'm glad to get that in.
But my reason is I want everyone to find it.
Yeah.
Now I think you'd like to talk about your poetry and your favorite poem, actually.
Yeah. Well, when you asked about that, I thought, which one? The one that I chose has several things that are important about it. One is that it's both found and inspired. There's a difference, like somehow you find something or you get a prompt or a poetry thing at a workshop. This was found, something like a prompt, but it was also natural. The other thing about it is that it's lyric, and that's really nice. That's a style that I don't always write that way, but this is in that category. And then the subject matter is wide-ranging and large scale. So it's intimate, personal, large scale, found, all these different things come together in this one. So in one poem it has several aspects of things that I like.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's the title of it?
It's Angels.
Angels.
That's the original title, which almost doesn't fit anymore, but I'm not going to change it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Continuity. Okay. Well, what I'd like you to do, Dan, is step to the podium, read that poem first, and then give us whatever else you have.
All right. Sounds
so,
good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Brady.
So I'll begin by way of introducing myself. At one point I was asked who influenced me, and in the course of writing my response to this poem came out of that. So, how and when does a story begin? How are we to know? When I think on it, any tale, no matter its size, must begin long ago. So when asked who influenced me, I gave my friend an analogy.
Consider a stream, I said, even a small one near to hand. Is not its course ever guided by the contours of the land? Is it not deflected by every rock, bit of soil, or living thing with which it coexists before or after the stony lip of its spring? And are not all these things but a postscript, proceeding from a source which charges the nature of the stream and so affects its discourse? Nor should I fail to say that forests and men alike surely do amend it, for its worth is clear to those temporal beings who can apprehend it. But the fishes and all the living things cannot be the stream, nor, for that matter, can it be the water, or so it would seem, for the flow is ever carried off, even as we watch for sport, whether by evaporation or gravity's simple transport. It's surely not its path, or the things it has carried off. It could not be its remains, a shallow, drying trough. A stream, then, is a time and place dependent on conditions which, if the truth be told, have the utmost antiquity as its origins, preconditions which, if they be scientifically analyzed withal, stretch back into the beginnings of time and matter immemorial. And perforce, do they not, I waxed, extend too onward in time, until the very edge of doom itself. Imagine a stream so sublime. And so full circle I came as my analogy found its end. What are the credits I must roll to answer, my friend? No less than every one who has ever been or may yet be. Nothing less than that full chorus, say I, have clearly influenced me. And then, from the serious to the ridiculous, poets always have a chance to write no matter where they are. And this, my infamous Ode to P, was written in situ, as they call it. Anyway, Ode to P. Bless this water that has passed through me. Bless this water on its way to the wine-dark sea. May this water catch a moonbeam's glint just so to shimmer in the eyes of a beauty's ardent face aglow. Bless it and all the waters with which it flows and blends. Bless that and all the air in which its mingling vapor ascends. By this means, bless the seven winds which carry it away over the seven seas to mountains, farmlands, every hill and dale, and into coastal fogs where it precipitates from trees. Nor forget sunset, where its gleaming prism catches the sovereign's blazing rainbow hues, or in the moon's silvery light plays it at the limb of our pellicle of atmosphere to cast an eerie halo of high, austere, icy delight. Bless this water that once was I, that once was a part of my heart, mind, and eye. Bless this water from the one cup we share. Bless the passing of excess to spare. Yes, blessings pour each drop from the sky to clothe the world in the greenery we espy. Forever a river flows through us within. Thus do I offer unto thee this overwrought yet singular ode to P. The political contents of that are, implied, as they say. Thank you. My mother thanks you. My brother's second cousin's best friend's neighbor's second grade teacher's uncle thanks you. So, in a more serious vein, this is like 40 or 50 years old. Death and Ode. This cold kiss, most desirous and dizzy. The finished flesh lay still and gray. Falls off the bone, the skeleton a trophy of scars. Its mask, dark sockets stare, its wide smile with jaws grinning locked. So, we enter a political realm here, I'm sorry to say. No title for this one, but questions. Why are they killed? It's a simple question, really, and today, at this tiny moment, I direct it to the Saudi government, but as you'll soon realize, there are others holding on to the short end of this stick. I asked the men there, why is it okay to kill their own mothers, sisters, daughters, or lovers for phoning, texting, driving, enjoying the sun on their face, talking with their friends, for dreaming of a life made from their preferences, their choices? What does having a sense of humor, laughing beautifully, or wanting the simple things in life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness, have to do with brutal assaults and murderous battery, rape, slavery, or an acid slap face? What is it about family honor? Why, when we hear of their moaning or mournful imprecations, do we not call their men out? How is it we recuse ourselves and do not ride to the rescue? Is it because of the hijab? Where are the white hats? Yes, all they want are simple things, freedom of the mind, justice for the soul, and unlimited peace in their feeling, emotional hearts. When will we reach out our hands? When will we answer our own big heart's unending call for love? Inquiring minds want to know. In supplication, I proffer these considerations, these notes, to everyone I know. Amen. And this is for those people who are searching. You say you are searching, that you cannot find it. You say you are lost. Listen, grasshopper, love is not a battleground where the bleeding losers are left strewn about to beckon for death's welcoming rap, longing for a final gentle word or touch from God. And I do not serve the angels. They have just about everything they need by now. As for you, aching in mind, body, or soul, who have acquired that taste for love, the thirst that seemingly draws one out of one's mind, I'll tell you what. You can find it simply enough. Go give nourishment to all tender beings. Feed every wide mouth. Quench all thirst for love. And love as you would be loved, right where you are. Let your happiness wander no more, no matter where you go, and so be requited. Let your beautiful lips and supple, passionate flesh open sweetly to all the love you can imagine. Yield to its want and disseminate all those vital gifts you have upon this magnificent world of ours. And a few haiku here just to close out. True story. Well, a cigarette smashed out in the guacamole the morning after. And for those sports fans out there, 29, 13, 57, 78, haiku. And from an old-time child's memory, water strider, a kick ripples the moon. Oh, from Corvallis, Oregon. Rows of corn stubble. The murder of crows turns to circle me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dan Brady, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Arnston is 74 years old and says he's feeling surprised